then I'm going to put you on my big screen so that I can see you. Better to see you with. Got to get my cord plugged in. There we go. And you should show up on the big screen. It helps if it's turned on. Okay, there you are. All righty. Okay. Put my glasses over here. I don't need them. Okay, so I had you all get a block or something like a block, and I'd like you to get that now. And place it between your thighs. Books work too. Okay, so the idea with the block or the book or whatever you have between the thighs is to help with what Jim was requesting today, was a little bit of that core support. So if you're not dealing with a tender back, if you sat a little bit away from the back of your chair so that you actually have to use your core support to sit up tall. So part of your core support, I'm actually going to sit back a little so you can see my feet. There we go. Part of your core support is through the inner legs. That is actually part of your core line. So squeeze the block gently and sit up tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then without letting the block fall to the floor, just gently release your grip on the block and feel what happens in your spine or anywhere else. And then gently squeeze the block. And gently release the block, the squeeze. So you're just, the inner thighs are gently squeezing and you get a different feel, I'm sure. And then you gently release that squeeze and just noticing the difference between squeezing your prop and not squeezing your prop in terms of what's happening in your spine, your core area. So since we're all muted and I can't get your feedback, I'll give you my feedback that when I release the block, and I'll turn to the side so you can see better, you know, when I'm squeezing the block, I can sit up pretty tall. And then when I release the squeeze of the block, I tend to drop back, like the pelvis rolls back. I sit more in a little bit of a slump. I mean, it's possible to sit up tall without squeezing the block, but I like the support that the block brings to my lower abdominal area, which is part of your core. So then, feeling balanced and even through the feet, again, roll the shoulders back and down, and the head, the chin is in line with the shoulder, or sorry, the ears are in line with the shoulders, so your chin is tucked back a little ways. And let's just focus on the breath. So with a nice tall spine, then all your breathing apparatus in here has space. So you're less likely to get constriction, compression, impingement in your breathing apparatus. So when I talk about your breathing, let's start with the origin of the air moving in and out of your body at the nostrils. So feeling that sensation of the air as it moves in, and how it fills the lungs and the ribs spread. And then as you exhale, the narrowing of the lungs and then the warm air coming out the nostrils. So just focus on that simple process that happens about 20,000 times a day. And as you know, repetition is how we learn. And if you're breathing 20,000 times a day on average, repetition is getting ingrained in how you're breathing. So you want to take some time out every day to pay attention to how you're breathing. And ideally, we would want our breathing to be calm and quiet. And to the nervous system. So it's calming your nervous system, even in stressful situations. So focusing on the exhale is the calming part of your breath. Your heart actually slows down in heartbeats on your exhale and speeds up in heart rate on the inhale. And honestly, this is good. It's good to have a varying heart rate so that your muscle, your heart muscle, has flexibility, just like any other muscle in your body. You want it to be flexible. So if it's stuck on stress mode, then you're always working your nervous system, your adrenals, in a way that is unhealthy and burnout. And if you're always in slow mode, then things get kind of sluggish and backed up. So you want to have the advantage of both. So as you inhale, feeling the lift of the spine, the opening of the chest, more invigorating part of your breath. Keep the spine nice and tall, but now as you exhale, feel a drawing downward into the feet, the legs and the feet. Just your attention there. Good. Now let's take some arm movement, just like your breath. When you take your arms out to the side, palms facing up, on the inhale, not only does the inhale increase your heart rate a little bit, but so does lifting your arms. So careful if you do have a unregulated heart condition. Turn the palms over, and then as you exhale, this is calming to the heart, the exhale, and the arms going down. So again, reaching through the fingertips, stretching out through the arms on the inhale, feeling that expansion of the chest. And then as you exhale, flip the palms and exhale down. Let's refine the movement a little bit. Again, repetition is how we learn. So if we're repeating our movement with our shoulders hunching up, so you're just watching for a second here. If you're repeating this, I don't know how well you can see, but my shoulders are squinched up towards my jaw and then down again. Then you're training these muscles to work every time you lift your arms. You want to lift your arms from the lower part, upper back, chest, side body, not from your neck muscles. So if you feel those neck muscles start to engage, then stop the lift of your arms. Okay, that's your work right now. Pay attention to that. Palms turned open. Inhale and only come up as far as you can without those shoulders lifting. It might be a funnel shape. Good. And then exhale and swing the arms down. Let's do that a couple times. Again, learning from repetition. Let's do 2 more times. Inhale, only come up as far as you comfortably can. Those shoulders stay dropped away from your jaw. Then as you exhale, swing the arms down. You still have a gentle squeeze on that block, yes? Or did you let go? Nice and tall spine, inhale up. And then let's just hold that place where you feel your shoulders can relax a little bit down. On the inhale, stretch out through the fingertips, reaching through the arms a little longer. And on the exhale, squeeze your block, engage your core, keep your shoulders down, and then flip the palms, exhale, and bring those arms all the way down to your sides. Let's take the block out and give the legs a little rest. Actually, we're not really going to give them a rest, but give them a rest from that particular squeeze. So you're going to, let's do this without the strap. So I'm going to show you from the side for a moment. So we're just going to find a spot on the chair where you can put your arms down along the chair and help keep your spine tall, so that when you lift your knee up, you can keep your spine nice and tall. There's a tendency when you lift the knee to hunch. So we're not doing that. We're doing this with keeping the spine tall and only lifting that leg as much as you can without slumping your spine. The hands behind you on the chair help, and you get a little shoulder opening, shoulders back and down. chin tucked back a little bit. Take your right leg and exhale it up. Inhale it down. Exhale it up. Keep the spine tall. Inhale it down. Exhale it up. Inhale it down. Exhale it up. Inhale it down. And again, a little endurance here. Exhale. Keep it there. Keep breathing. Shoulders back and down. And just hold the leg there. So we're working our psoas right now, which is actually part of our core. And think about how many times you have to lift your leg in a day. This is helping to strengthen that. Do you feel a little burn? And put that foot down, and let's just relax the arms by wrapping around and bowing the chin. Inhale, swing the arms open, open the chest. You can even lift the chin just a teeny bit. Now the opposite wrap around, so the opposite arm on top. If you remember, tuck the chin. Inhale, open the arms wide. You can lift the chin just a teeny bit, lift your gaze. First arm wraps around the top, so like you're giving yourself a little hug, and tuck the chin. And then last time, open the arms wide. And exhale, the other arm on top, tuck the chin. Now on this next opening, swing the arms around and place them back on your chair. Ideally with the fingertips pointed backwards. So if you can get, so you might be having the palms facing your chair, which is fine. But if you can take the next step and then swivel the fingers so that they're pointed backwards on your chair, and that doesn't hurt your shoulders at all, then that's a little bit more of a chest opener. Okay, again, keep the spine nice and tall. And as you exhale, now your left leg comes up without collapsing the chest. And inhale down. Exhale, so you're squeezing your abdominal muscles here. Your lower abdomen is working to help lift that leg. Exhale the leg up. Inhale the leg down. Exhale the leg up. Inhale the leg down. And last time, exhale the leg up and hold it there. So you're going to keep on breathing and using your arms to lift the chest towards the ceiling a little bit more. Make sure your chin is tucked back a little bit. You're just holding that leg up. Keep breathing. Soft eyes, soft face, little endurance here. And then exhale and put that foot down and release the arms. We're going to do a little forward bend, so make sure that your heels are a little farther forward than your knees. So just a couple inches farther forward than your knees. And when we do a forward bend, especially in our chair, we want to make sure that we don't gain momentum and then keep going. So the part that stays pushed back on the chair is your buttocks and hips. So already get your buttocks and hips in firm contact with the chair. You can even widen the legs a little bit if that helps. But the main thing is that we want to go into our forward bend with an open chest. So we're not going into the forward bend like this. We're going into the forward bend like when we had our arms back like that. You want that feeling of the chest is leading into the forward bend. Just watch. And you're going to just pause here for a moment. And this starts to get some length in that lower back because we just did some core work. And then if you want to, if it feels like the right thing for you in your back, you can take the arms down alongside your legs and lay your belly down. And then you can just allow your head to release down. Now you're just watching, right? Good. Okay, so then coming up, we're going to go opposite. So you lift the head. Okay, so don't come up with a droopy head. You have to tuck the chin. And we're not coming up with the head lifted like that. You're still looking at the floor, but it's like somebody's pulling a ponytail there and lifting your back of your head up towards the ceiling. Then you take your forearms onto your thighs and come up a little more. Then you take your hands onto your thighs and leading with the chest, swivel up from the hip crease to come up. Okay, that's a healthy forward bend. Some of you might have heard that, especially if you have osteoporosis or brittle bones. You know, maybe even your doctor told you that forward bends aren't recommended. That is a healthy way to do a forward bend in a sitting position if you keep your spine open. Okay, let's try it. Inhale, open the chest. So we're already getting that open chest. And then as you exhale, fold forward and place the forearms on your thighs. And your chin is tucked, because that's another place where you have those teeny little vertebrae that can get little fractures with too much pressure. So imagine a ponytail on the back of your head and someone's gently pulling that ponytail up towards the ceiling. Now this might just be enough for you to stay here. Maybe you're feeling a good strong stretch in the lower back. But if you want to go further, make sure those shoulders are pulled back. Take an inhale and stretch through your spine, lengthening it. And then exhale, and now you can fold your body over your thighs. Your belly comes to your thighs. And then just allow your head to relax. So here we get a good stretch in the back of the neck. You can just let the head go. The chin is tucked in a little bit. Good, and you should feel a good stretch on the long back side of your spine. Remember, your buttocks and hips are pushing towards the chair. You feel your feet grounded on the floor. There's no danger of falling forward here. You're secure. Then coming out in opposite order. First, you lift the head, like there's that ponytail again. Somebody's pulling it up. The chin comes in line with the spine. Then come to have your forearms on your thighs, shoulders back. Forearms on the thighs, helping to push the forearms down to open the chest over the floor. Now the hands on each thigh, inhale, lead with the chest, swivel up from the hips and come all the way up out of your forward bend. Perfect. Okay, and then if you've had your feet wide, bring them back to a parallel. We're just going to do another little variation of our leg lift. Remember, you had to keep your spine lifted. And in fact, you can take your left hand, or sorry, your right hand and put it back on the chair, just like both hands were last time. Now we're just doing the right hand. The left hand is on your left thigh. So on an inhale, you're going to lift the spine. On an exhale, lift the knee. On an inhale, you're just going to open that knee out to the side. On an exhale, you're going to bring that knee back in. And on an inhale, you're going to bring that foot back down. Okay, so that's our rhythm. And the hand over here, the right hand on the chair, is helping to keep that spine tall. And the other little bit is when you take the knee out to the side, you're not turning your whole pelvis. I'm exaggerating here. But you want to just swivel the leg in the hip crease. If you've had a hip replacement or you have hip trouble, maybe you just don't go out as far, okay? So sitting up tall with the aid of that right arm. Exhale, take the left knee in. Inhale, open the leg wide without turning the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze that leg back in again. And then inhale, put the foot to the floor. Exhale, lift the knee. Inhale, swivel the leg out. Exhale, bring the knee in. Inhale, touch the toe down. And last time, bring the knee up. Inhale, take the knee out, and then we're just going to keep it there and just do a couple circles. So the foot stays off the floor, you're grounded through your right side, your right arm, your right foot. You're just doing a few circles out to the side, and now opposite circles. Good, and then exhale that leg back in and put it down on the floor. Okay, feel the difference, left side, right side. Can you tell which one's been working? Okay, and so that's what Jim was talking about, is just really wanting to work on leg strength, hip strength, buttock, and core strength as all part of your stability. So let's do the other side. This time the left arm comes around and helps to support you. Keep the chest open. Now that you know what we're doing, we're just going to go right into it. So as you exhale, lift your right leg. Inhale, open the leg wide without turning the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze the leg back in. Inhale, foot to the floor. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, widen. Without turning the pelvis, exhale, take the knee in. Exhale down. So I see some pelvises turning with the leg. Watch that carefully. Exhale, knee up. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale down. Okay, this time we're going to stay. Exhale. Inhale, open wide. Make sure you're stable through your left foot and then start to do some circles. And you're circling at the hip crease. Circling right here at that hip joint. It's a ball and socket. So you're just rolling the ball of your upper leg bone in the socket of the pelvis. Opposite direction. Stable through the left foot, left buttock. Lift the chest. Good. And then swivel that leg back in and down. Good. Okay. So now we're just going to do one last thing before we come up to standing, and that's stretching the legs. So I asked you to get a strap or a scarf, whatever you have, and you're going to take the strap underneath your right leg. And when you do this, this is just, you already did this already. So you know how high you can go. And the point of the strap is not to hoist it up with your shoulders. Again, we're not using these muscles that way at the neck. It's just passive support as you take the leg up, because it might be a little tired after all that work we did. So just bring that strap up and sit up tall. Imagine you're still squeezing that block between your thighs. On an inhale, push the heel away from the hip. On an exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, push the heel away. So you're stretching through that back leg. Keep the shoulders down. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, squeeze in. So here we're working on those thigh muscles. Feel the little burn there. Exhale, and now point, keep it long, and flex. And point, sit up tall, and flex. And point, and flex. And then a couple circles. And then release. So a little endurance training for the legs this morning. Let's do the other side. So again, the strap is a passive support, a light support under the knee. So we're on the left side now, and bring the leg up again without collapsing the chest. Remember the arms behind you, how that helps support. See if you can do it on your own, lifting the chest. Now on an inhale, push the heel away, shoulders back and down. Exhale, squeeze the knee in. Inhale, push the heel away, open the toes back. Exhale, squeeze the knee in. Inhale, reach the heel away, pull those toes back, spread them wide. Exhale, pull the knee in. And now, little endurance here, passive support with the strap, and point and flex, and point and flex. And keep your spine nice and tall, point and flex. And now some circles at the ankle. Ankle circles one way, couple turns the other way, and then go ahead and bend the knee in and bring the foot to the floor. Okie doke. So we're just going to relieve the lower back if there was any trouble during that. That was also a core workout. So we're just going to do some cat-cow sitting down before we come to standing. So the hands are on the thighs and you're sitting up tall. And when we do this, not only are you bending the spine back and forth, but you're rolling the pelvis. So now I am asking you to roll, tuck the tail underneath on an exhale. And on an inhale, the hands pull towards the hips and the pelvis rolls forward. So you're getting this full action of rounding the back on the exhale and inhaling, rolling the pelvis forward. Okay, so let's try that. And the hands are going back and forth. So on an inhale, let's pull the hands back and open the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Then on an exhale, round the back, tuck the chin and the tail. Inhale, pull back on the hands like you're trying to pull from the knees to the hips, opening the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the back, tuck your tail, bow your chin. 2 more times. Inhale, drag the hands up the thighs, open the chest. Exhale, round the back, belly button pulls back as you tuck your tail and round your back. Last time, inhale, opening the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And finally, exhale, tuck your tail, round your back. And now when you come back, just come back to neutral spine. So not hyper, not like a back bend, but just straight up and down. Okay, so we're going to come up to standing now. So you're going to tuck your heels just back from your knees a little bit. And that'll give you a little forward momentum, but not hopefully too much. And again, like we did in our forward bend, you're going to lead with the chest. Okay, so take the arms out, inhale, lean forward a little bit, and push through the feet and come up. Beautiful. So all that leg strength that we just did helped to get you up. And then we're just going to take the chair, and I'm just moving mine off to the side so that you can see better, but you're going to just stand behind your chair. So you can stand behind your chair and face the camera, or you can be sideways. It doesn't matter, whatever works best for your setup there. Okay. Okie doke. So standing up tall, remember the block, that feeling of the block between the thighs when you squeeze the block a little bit, and then when you let it go. So you're going to feel that feeling of the squeeze of the block, roll the shoulders back and down. And we're going to do a similar thing that we did before. I'm just going to turn forward so you can see me better. You can stay facing your chair. But we're going to take one arm up. Again, where's the place where you can stop and not have your shoulder lift? And then exhale down. Good. And again, inhale up. And holding steady with your core, squeezing your inner thighs. Okay, now we're going to add a head turn. Inhale the arm up, your head stays centered. So now we're working a little bit with the neck. As you exhale, the arm swings down and look away from your arm. So you're looking over the opposite shoulder as far as your neck can comfortably go. Then on an inhale, swivel the head back to center. The chin is parallel to the floor. Exhale, swing the arm out to the side and look away. And last time, inhaling, take that arm up, the head centers. Make sure your chin is parallel to the floor, that you're not lifting the chin. And then exhale and pull the arm down as you turn the chin away. And then bring your head back to center. Okay, so you're always welcome to hang on to your chair. Again, you're more like this. I was just on the side. So you're going to use the opposite arm so you can catch the chair with the opposite hand if you like. I'm going to just step away. And again, firm lower body. Inhale, take your opposite arm up. Again, watch the shoulder area. Exhale, swing the arm down. So we're not adding the head right now. We're just watching the arm and shoulder here. And then again, repetition is how we learn. So you want to make sure that that shoulder stays down. Exhale, swing it down. Good, that looks good for everyone. Now let's try the turn of the head. Palm faces up, your gaze is centered. Then as you exhale, the arm goes down and your chin just swivels over to the opposite side. Inhale, coming up with the arm and the head centers. Exhale, arm down and the chin swivels. And last time, inhale, coming up, the head centers. And exhale, arm goes down, head turns away from that lifted arm. and come back to center. And then let's just orient to center. Flip the palms open. Stand up tall through the center top of your head. Good. And then you're going to, and you're welcome to use your chair if you need to, step your left foot forward and your right heel back. So you can use your chair for support. And we're going to do, again, that feeling of the shoulder blades. We're working on the upper back because as we get gravity on us through our lifetime, we start to kind of curl down towards the earth. But we have to do a lot of work to keep ourselves up. So if you're feeling a little unbalanced today, you can keep your left hand on the chair and then put your right hand on your chest. And you'll go into the lunge with just one arm. If that's you, just needing a little extra support. If you're okay with your balance and you can have both hands off the chair, the palms are together, then we'll go into the lunge and both arms pull out and back. And so we're paying attention to up here. It's not just swiveling at the elbow, you're actually engaging the upper back as you go, okay? So not just at the elbow, it involves the whole upper back, okay? So one arm or two, you're in a slight front knee bend, and then as you inhale, come into a deeper front knee bend, which is whatever's good for your knee, and open your arms. Engage the upper back. Exhale, come back to your center, palms together or palm on the chest. Inhale, open up as you come into that lunge. Feel that back heel grounded to the floor, little back leg stretch. Exhale back. And then inhale and come into that lunge and stay there. Now I'm just going to turn so you can see better. So we're here in this lunge. And you're just going to, one arm or two, doesn't matter. You can just do this one arm and take the arm or arms out. And as you exhale, squeeze in. Like you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Inhale, one or two arms out. Exhale, squeeze in. So if you're only using one arm, don't worry. We have another side to do. Your other arm will get a workout. So the arms, as you inhale, stay in line with your side body. And as you exhale, keep your arms back. Don't bring them in front of your chest. Keep them back, back, back. So alongside your body, Kay, reaching the arms out, not in front of your body, but alongside your body, squeeze in. Good. And then you can take your hands on your chair if you need to push off those back toes and step back. Okay, is anyone confused? Just, Kay is confused? Okay. Yeah, you know, it's hard to see on this video format, like what are the arms doing? You're right. So when we first go in, and I won't do the leg part, I'll just do the arm part because that seems to be the confusion, is we're just opening the arms wide. So it looks like that from the front. So when we go into the lunge, this is what we're doing here, like that. Good. And then once we get into the lunge, we're just going to stay there. And then it's out to the side and in. So if you look from the side, my elbows are in line with my ribs. They're not forward. We're not coming forward at all. You're out to the side on the inhale with long arms and squeeze towards your side with a narrow V. Wide V to the side, narrow V to the side. Okay? Does that clarify things a little more? Hopefully, okay. All right, so we have another side to do. So your left foot is forward and your right heel is back. Make sure your hips are facing your chair. And again, if you need to, your balance is a little shaky this morning, that's fine. Your back leg arm, so your left hand is going to be on your chest and your right hand will be holding the chair. Otherwise, Both hands together in front of the chest. Now, on an inhale is when you open your wings. And maybe it's easier to see if I face this way. And you come into your lunge. And as you exhale, now your hands do come forward and in front. Good. Inhale, 1 or 2 arms out to the side. You want to use those shoulder blades. Squeeze them into the back. And exhale. Come back out of the lunge, palms together. And then last time we come into this lunge and hold your lunge. So notice there's V's on either side of my body, or if you're using one arm, it's just one V. And as you inhale, the V's go out to the side. And as you exhale, they squeeze in towards your ribs. Not in front of you anymore. We're doing a different arm movement. Inhale out to the side. And then the elbows come towards your side ribs. Side ribs. That's right, you got it, Kay. Inhale out, and then you're also engaging your abdominals. Where are those? Zipper up from your low ab. And then last time, reaching out, and exhale, squeeze in. Use that upper back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Good. And then you'll put your hands on your chair to push off the back toes and step forward. Okay, so now we're going to just do a forward bend like we did in the chair, this time a little easier actually to just step. You have your hands on the widest part of your chair and then just step back. And you want to make sure that your shoulders are still back away from your ears. So you don't want to stretch back as far as you possibly can. You want to maybe even a little bend in your elbows out to the side so your shoulders can pull back away from your jaw. And then press through the heels, lift up through the buttock bones, and then push your hips back away from the chair. Again, resisting the urge for the shoulders to come around your jaw. You want them to slide down your back towards your bottom and reach back through the hips. And then inhale, look up at your chair and walk in. Okay, so all of you are already standing behind your chair. I'm going to move mine a different position, and we're going to go into a little different orientation here. Standing tall. And now step the feet wide. And we're going to take the right toes and turn them in slightly, and the left toes and turn them out all the way 90 degrees. The chair is there for your support. And we're just going to do a couple side lunges. Inhale with your spine lifted tall, and as you exhale, just come down into a little side lunge. Make sure that that front knee is in line with your heel, so you might need to adjust one way or the other. And then inhale, come back out. Exhale, go back in. Good. Inhale, so the spine stays straight up and down. And exhale into that lunge. Okay, so now, again, a little endurance here. We're going to take the back arm and reach back, and the palm faces up at shoulder level. And if that's where you need to stay for balance, then that's where you stay. If you want to try the other arm, reaching up with the palm facing up at shoulder level, you can try that, but just know the chair is always there for you. And then you can swivel your gaze, again, if your balance is okay, and look over those front fingers. Keep your back heel anchored to the floor. That's your support. Anchor that back heel down. Breathe, inhaling the spine tall. Exhaling down through the legs and feet. And then to come out, take one hand at a time back to your chair. Straighten your gaze forward. Bring your front leg straight and turn your feet forward. Let's do the other side, taking the left toes in and the right foot swivels all the way around. Okay, and so we just keep the hands on the chair if that, if you want a little more challenge on the hips, but we're mostly working on the legs. Inhale here, and as you exhale, come down into a little lunge. So you want to be nice and long through that inner thigh, another area that gets short. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming down into that lunge. Make sure you're using your core, engaging the abdomen as you exhale. Inhale, come up. Your chest faces the back of your chair. Good. And exhale down. And then we'll just stay there. Anchor through the back heel strongly, and at the same time, reach up through that back leg arm with the palm facing up so the chest is nice and open. You can leave your hand on the chair, or if you have your balance, you can take both arms out. And remember that little squeeze we had in that last standing pose? The shoulder blades were kind of pulling towards each other. Have a little of that feeling here. And then if you have your balance, you can turn your head and look over your right fingers, holding the pose for a couple breaths. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, grounding down through your feet. One more breath. Inhaling, reaching up through your spine, nice and tall. Exhale, down through the feet. Then one arm at a time, bring back to the chair. Turn your gaze forward, turn your feet forward, and then step them together. Let's do one more forward bend here. Coming back, just like we did before. If you have a little more flexibility, you're welcome to slide your hands down the side of the chair back, but only if you can do this without hunching. So if you find your shoulders are hunching, walk them back up to the top of the chair back. Okay, so try to find that sweet spot where your shoulders can stay back away from the ears and you're getting a good stretch through your spine. So bending the knees a little bit can help too. If you're tight in the hamstrings, you can bend the knees a little bit and push the hips back and get a longer spine. And then you can try to straighten the legs without hunching the back. And then coming out, inhale, look up at your chair and walk in and stand tall. Okay, good. So let's go back to the front of the chair, standing in the front. And just stand tall. And all we're going to do here is to just shift your weight into your right foot and lift your left heel. You're just lifting the left heel, so you're just giving that right leg a little bit more of a workout, squeezing in the hip towards the center. And then put the left heel down. Feel even across that left foot. And bend the left knee. Or sorry, your right knee, the opposite one. And sometimes what happens is this hip will push out to the side. See if you can squeeze like you're squeezing on the block between the thighs. So just a gentle balancing position. So if you are in the kitchen, you have a center, encounter or a center island, something like that. You're waiting for the water to boil or taking a break for a moment. You're at the sink, whatever. Try this to do a little endurance in the leg and the hips. And then release. Okay, so coming to sit, you're gonna hinge back at the hip crease, and we're just gonna do it incrementally. So first bending the knees, so you get the shoulders are a little forward of the hips, right? You know your chair's behind you. That's an important point, all right? And then go ahead and just come down halfway. Halfway down. Inhale, back up again. Good, and I like how you're all taking your arms out to the side. There's a tendency when the arms are forward for those shoulders to drag forward, but keeping them out to the side and back is a nice open chest. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift up through the spine. Exhale, bend the knees and hinge back as if you were gonna sit down. Press through the feet. Inhale, back up again. Really good for leg strengthening and buttock. In the buttock area is good for balance. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and float halfway down. Good, the head stays in line with the spine. Press through the feet. Inhale, back up again. And then this time we're actually gonna float all the way down to the seat of the chair on our exhale. So inhale, lift the arms and the spine. Exhale and just gently float all the way down to your seated position, nice and gentle. Beautiful. Yeah. No clunking there. And then sit up tall again in your seat. Let's just take a moment to, we've just been doing some strong standing poses. We were in both warriors, warrior 1 and warrior 2. So just take a moment to settle your body, feel your feet solid on the floor. Feel your buttock bones even on your chair. So maybe you're leaning to one side or the other, bring them into balance. Make sure you're not slumping your spine backwards. Sit up tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. Okay, so I am wondering, for some of you, for all of you, bringing the feet together, if it's okay to just cross one leg over the other. Does that feel like an okay movement? If it's not, that's fine. Okay. So you can, if it's not, you can just let that leg roll to the side a little bit. We're just getting, oh, actually, let me think about that for a sec. Oh, no, this is the way. You can take feet. What we're trying to do is get a little stretch on that outer hip, because we just did a bunch of hip work, so we're just trying to get a little stretch. So you can maybe cross at the shins rather than at the thighs. Those of you who can cross at the thighs, this is what that looks like. Okay, so one way or the other. Does that work for you, Jim? We're just trying to get the one leg over the other. So let me just specify the left leg over the right leg. Good. And then you're sitting towards the front edge of your seat, and you're gonna take the left hand and put it behind you, just like we did before. We're already starting to get into a little bit of a twist here. Inhale, take your right arm up, and as you exhale, twist around, taking the back of the hand to the outer thigh, whether you're crossed at the thighs or the shins, and turn. And then on an inhale, you're going to reach the right arm up and unwind again, so you face center. And exhale, swivel again. Taking the back of the hand onto the thigh and turning, turning. And last time, inhale, reaching the arm up. Open the chest. This is your opportunity to lift through the chest. And then keep the chest lifted as you exhale and take the hand to the outer thigh, however you have your legs crossed. And then we're going to stay here for a couple breaths and just gently move the chin around behind you wherever you can comfortably go and not feel strained. And now on an inhale, leading with that right arm again, reach up. And exhale, swivel the arm down, and however you have your legs, undo your cross. So this is that's a really good one for sciatica. And let's do the other side. So your left leg over, no, that's wrong. Your right leg over your left, or somehow over your left. So it's over your shins or even your ankles crossed. We're just trying to get a little pull on the outer hip here. And don't force it if it doesn't feel good. Okay, so that's okay for you, Jim? All right, I don't want you to overdo it. Okay, then taking the right hand onto your chair, again, helping to lift the spine tall. You don't want to twist on a slumped spine. Inhale, take the left arm up. This is where you get the spine even taller. Then as you exhale, keep that spine tall and turn towards your right, taking the back of the hand on the outer right thigh. Inhale again, reaching the left arm up, opening the chest, centering your gaze. Exhale, turn at the belly and the ribs and turn to your right, back of the hand on the outer thigh. And finally, last time, inhaling, coming up, leading with the left arm, open the chest. Exhale, spin around, keep that spine nice and tall, shoulders back and down, and stay in your twist. Inhale, reach up through the spine, exhale, and turn just a little bit more at the belly. And then a very soft turn at the chin. Don't strain the neck, but get a good stretch from the left shoulder rolled back and down and the chin turning away from that shoulder. And inhale, leading with that left arm back up to center again. Exhale, swivel that arm down and undo your leg cross. Okay, let's go back to our cat-cow, just like we did before, where you're rolling the pelvis along with the spine. So on an inhale, you're going to drag your hands back and open the chest. And on an exhale, roll the tail under, tuck your chin a little bit back and forth just a few times with your breath. So this helps to even out your pelvis after all those asymmetrical movements. Working with the breath to open the chest on the inhale, open the shoulders back, lift your gaze. Exhaling, rounding, drawing the belly button back. And last time, inhaling, opening, the pelvis rolls forward. Exhaling, rounding, the pelvis rolls back. And then to finish, come to neutral. Okay, and then just one last piece is our fingers and hands. So linking the webs of the fingers together. So the fingers are on the outside of your hands. And then go ahead and press out through the wrists. Shoulders down. Shoulders down. And then just a little movement up and a little movement down. So the shoulders are pulled back and down. And only lift your arms as much as you can without strain in the shoulders or wrists. Good. And then bring your hands back up to chest level. Flip the palms over and do the opposite catch. So the other pinky's on the bottom. And get those webs nice and tight together, the finger webs. And then even the thumbs pull back. So the thumbs like to get out of the agony of a stretch, but you need to pull them back towards your belly, shoulders back and down, and then just a gentle movement up and down. So you're actually hitting your side arms as well. So the lower arm and the upper arm and the pinky side and thumb side get a little workout. Stretch with the arms going up and down gently. Good, and then finally ending with the hands in line with the chest. Flip the palms back and let's do some wrist circles. And let the fingers kind of swirl around as well. It's good to, how much do we do with our hands every day to give them a little love and almost like we're conducting an orchestra. Okay, and then just let your hands float down onto your thighs, palms down. And now flip the palms open with the shoulders back and down. So the backs of the hands are on the thighs, close up towards the hips, so that the upper arms can be in line with the sides of your body. Feel grounded through the feet, grounded through your sitting area on the chair. Feel even across the left side and the right side of your body. Sit up tall through the spine, lift up through the center top of the head. Let your shoulders relax down away from your ears. Close your eyes or have a very soft, focused gaze. Soften around your face, around your forehead, around your eyes. Relax your lower jaw. And tune into your breath. Feel the expansion of the air as the air moves in, cool through the nostrils, and the contraction as your air releases out. And just watching the rhythm of your breath in and out. Center your eyes, keep them soft. And then bring the palms together in front of the chest. Sliding the thumbs low on the sternum. This is the Anjali Mudra, the hand gesture for gratitude. So let your heart fill with gratitude for who you are, for all the pieces, your body, your breath, your mind, for this practice of yoga that helps integrate all those parts into wholeness and health and happiness. And anything else you'd like to bring into your heart this morning with gratitude. And then gently open your eyes, and the light within me greets the light within you. Namaste. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna turn on the sound now. So if anybody has anything to say, I'm gonna unmute. Oh, here we go. We just go like this. Unmute. I guess I have to do it individually. Some of you I have to ask to unmute you. I'm not sure why. But Jim, Kay, and Pete, they wouldn't let me unmute you. I don't know why.